Well, hey, everybody.
The internet. Okay. Can you get over there? Can you also give me some spoiler, I guess?
Nope, I knew that, but I think a lot of our super fans were like, "Oh, great!" the two. They're funny. I would, as I explained to Jill, it would be Rollo, then John and Mark, and Kate is up there.
Sorry. Hello? Oh, hey. So does get a pad of paper and write on it for everything you want to say. Or blink. If I'll hold the pad of paper up with the alphabet on it, and you blink when I play the letter.
The end is coming soon. Everybody, welcome to Meltdown Island. Oh, the weather outside is scary, and I feel like I shouldn't eat dairy. As soon as I do, I know I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I did a little bit, maybe not. Ooh, you know what? I think I might have to watch this on the delays. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. Oh, I keep taking pictures on accident. Tell me when we're live so I can put on my pretty face. Hello!
No.
You can't hear me on this at all.
I'm
so upset that this microphone doesn't work. Hello?
Oh, I know. I need phone.
Can you hear me?
I get it.
All right, good.
Audio.
Well. What about the people?
Sure that I'm the only fan at Vapors.tv.
I know, right? I don't.
I'm sorry.
No, you were right, Alex. And dare I say, Mike has been delusional. I don't know, years. I don't want to get personal about it. Is this how I sound? Oh, that's gross. All right, I can tell it.
Did you take them before you got your new phone?
So, welcome everybody to this show. A lot, mainly the fact that a lot of. I was going to talk about how a lot of shows are surpassing us, and I just noticed that the YouTube page is blowing up, and we're getting. No, it's too late. I'm already there. Cause nobody watches us. It's me, by the way. Oh, he's not nobody. Oh, he's Mike. I didn't say somebody. I said nobody watches us.
It's still happening. It's still happening. I'm gonna put headphones. Probably because our microphones are picking up the audio from the. What about now? What about now? Help it all? Does that help it all?
First of all, our chemistry is gone. I can tell you that already. The chemist. We used to have such chemistry when we were in the room together. Oh, do you remember? Do you remember? I was doing some Michael Jackson.
Ooh, cancel.
No.
I can. Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. The headphones are super loud.
Mine too.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. That hurt my ear.
Really good hearing.
That's what the headphones are here to keep it in. What? Okay, fine.
Get the zone! No, I mean Detroit City. Props. Ferndale. Nope. Nobody's. I wish. We
Over a month.
I'll tell you right now. I can tell you looking at some of our old videos over a month.
It's still. I guess it's still.
That is quite a statement. I would agree with it. It was like 6 shows ago. Over a month.
I guess they can't hear you, Mike. Yeah, they can't hear you. It's still delayed.
What?
Hey.
I can hear you like an angel. I can hear you just like a little angel.
You hear a dog?
Oh, you know what? The delay. We all have headphones on. Mike, you should put the headphones on.
Let's see here. Blues, snowball.
Stop.
Okay.
Hey.
Can you guys still hear
So
me?
welcome to Meltdown Island, everyone. I can hear you. Yes.
That I fixed that now because I had to map the mic to the proper thing, which is super confusing how this all works. But
So welcome to Meltdown Island, the only show that has been trying to warn you about impending temps.
Is everything still doubling?
Mike's in. It
Everybody,
says.
if you have any tabs of YouTube open or anything like that, okay, good. Just make sure they're muted. But that's fixed. Great. Thank you so much, Rollo. Thank you for being our eyes and ears out in the world.
I said he was number one. Remember when I said he was number one?
Super fan. That was really good. Oh, the other two are doubling. What the? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. That might be because.
Get it, Mike.
Let's see. Source it out, Mike. Okay. Oh, that's probably because that is because of my headphones. Hang on here. How the hell am I going to get my headphones to work?
Don't forget while we're waiting, everyone, if you're watching us on your phone, hit that little X there, get out of the chat. You're gonna hit the thumbs up button, and it lets more people know to. It doesn't do it. Never mind. Then you go back to chat.
Your background blur is making it hard to see anything on the camera. For your phone. I couldn't see anything on your phone. Just let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Still working on it. Hold on.
Welcome to the future of Meltdown Island. The only show that never can really do a show.
I mean, we've done like 40 something shows.
This is number 50. I believe. How many weeks are in a year? 55, 3 weeks. I'm only looking at you, Alex. I'm asking you, Alex. Alex, you're the only one I'm talking to.
Thanks.
I'm talking to Rollo in the chat.
And I'm talking to Alex. I'm asking you how many weeks are in a year.
Someone's got to.
I'm keeping this live there. It's just you and me, Boo.
Okay, now I got the headphones in. I had to just physically unplug my speakers and plug the headphones in, like an idiot.
Look here.
Okay.
Don't yell.
Hey, I'm in charge
That
of
was
the
easy.
red
That
lines
was easy.
now, pal.
Classic Mike.
This is great that I could just mute Dustin whenever I wanted to.
So can't I.
Oh, I could mute you to the world. Yeah, you could mute yourself. That's great.
Well, today is quite a day. Some say we should maybe got in this earlier. Some say you should have done it at all. Some others say, hey, this is the future of the world. Some others are saying, man, I wish. How did I get here? And the days go by.
Water.
Was that it?
I was trying to do reactions like you just did.
I actually
it's
doing that to try to.
But now it's lagging me.
Yeah, Adam has
don't
bad
do that.
There's bad internet in Ferndale apparently.
Yeah,
It's just us.
Where do you guys have your internet from?
Comcast.
Yeah, me too. It sucks. I know.
The three watching things are give us. Isn't that cute?
And we updated our modem.
Oh.
We don't have
So
I'm really old.
Why? Because the thing is that Comcast right now, because of the coronavirus, is giving out free internet to everybody, and in addition to that, the hotspots for Xfinity are free as well. So every single hotspot, if you have the modem that they gave you, it's sharing your internet with everybody. So that's the problem with. Yeah, it always hurts when Dustin speaks, right? Right, Rollo?
I'm clapping. It hurts when I speak now.
That's what Rollo was saying.
All right, I can fix that. How's that? Is that better?
Fine. I don't have a problem with it. Rollo was the one that has an issue, so you know.
Well, he's the only one watching, so I definitely want to make it good for him.
So it's still doubling, Rollo? I plugged in my headphones. I don't have any other audio sources mapped.
He said it's only half second delay now.
Only my mic isn't doubling. It's about a half-second delay. So
I did just ditch my head. So maybe I'm watching it on the replay, and there's a little delay. And then I'll itch my head again. And now I'm itching my head every time I hit my head. So there's definitely a delay.
Yeah, you're delayed coming into OBS even. So
all I know is itching my head every time I hit on the camera.
Itch your head some more.
Yeah. That's the delay, right? Every time I hit my head is delayed. It's
That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Well, I wish that there was.
I wonder what
I mean, I'm just like, doing, you know, live troubleshooting here, but I got you set to the highest. The highest bandwidth. I'm having you sync with. I can have. There's choices to sync you with the network, internal,
sync with the baby.
Source timing. And that looks like okay. Normal. Low is experimental. I don't think I should do an experimental thing. Let me sync you with source timing. I'm gonna try that. I've now synced.
Sync me.
I synced Dustin with source timing and it froze him. Oh wait, now he's back. Dustin, oh wow, there's even more of a delay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sync me up. Sync up.
Change that. Source timing.
Wait till next guys. You're going to be amazing.
Let's see what happens if it's internal. Source timing. All right, Dustin, scratch your head again. Okay, that actually seemed to be perfect. There's no delay now. Okay, let me do that for Adam and Alex now. So sync to internal. I'm gonna hit OK.
Let me turn this down. See if I mean the thing is, dude, it's the sound. It's the sound.
Well, I just changed the sync. I know it's still. I know it was the sound, but. So is it still? Let's see. I don't have any other sources on. Don't
talk to me because I can't hear.
You can't.
I'm trying to change it up. I'm trying to change something up to see if I can. If my Focusrite is messing things up. Since you can't hear my words. There you go. Now I'm off of the Focusrite entirely. And it is not making me happy.
This is just a joke for me and Rollo, apparently, because I don't think you guys are watching the stream at all.
I am.
I am watching the stream.
Oh, I see it. That's good.
You know what? That's funny.
Are you laughing or are you just making a face that looks like laughing, Dustin?
Both.
Oh, jeez.
That's scary.
It is. It's very scary. Now's a really great time to get back into video games, guys. If you haven't, it's really a great idea.
Yeah. Well, can't we play video games together while taking phone calls? And
yeah, you got a Mac right now, right? You got a new Mac, Dustin.
Yeah.
If you have the ability, we could play some stuff online. You should get Steam installed on there, and then once you do, let's figure out what kind of game you'd like to play. And I have a bunch of recommendations that we could try out.
Just tell me because I don't know nothing.
Well, there's one that's like super fun called DayZ, and it's about a zombie apocalypse, and you basically start. Completely like you're just in underwear on a beach. You wake up, you have to like find everything to stay alive. You have to try to find like food. You have to find water. You will get thirsty. If you fall off of a thing, you could break a limb so that you're kind of like screwed up, and then you'd have to bandage it or find a splint or something like that. So
I like talking about things.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I just noticed that the NDI sources are peaking.
Go ahead.
That is the problem now. Okay, great. I think I got this. Dustin, go ahead and talk.
Talking.
Okay, I just need to take you down a little bit more. A little bit more. Adam and Alex, talk.
Hey.
Hey.
What up?
Great. This is the perfect time to bring that back from the 90s.
Alex only knows that from The Office.
I do only know that from The Office.
Good. You shouldn't. I mean, it's terrible. What is
it?
It's from a Budweiser commercial, isn't it? Budweiser.
I hate that.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's awful.
So there's these turtles, okay? And they're in the water.
Turtles?
You see these frogs, and the frogs start going, Ribbit, Bud Light, and then they go, "What's up?"
Very
Is that
well put.
No, it was
Dustin.
It'd be like one guy calls another guy, and then he's like, "What up?" And then the other guy's like, "What up?" And then someone else picks up a phone, and they're like, "What up?" And it would escalate.
I think you're redlining.
Oh, am I?
No,
sorry.
you were not. You were not. It's good.
Oh.
I got you fine. I got you guys. You guys are good. Rollo says it sounds great. So I think we fixed our technical issues. But the better the internet, the better it's going to be for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we'll work on that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to fashion some better internet. We'll try to craft it.
Yeah. All you have to do is probably check your connection with speedtest.net. And see what it says, and then
do that.
Hook up with me, and I can help you out as far as like, what we need to do to fix it or whatever. So,
all right.
Thank you for your patience and your understanding of live streaming. If you guys haven't seen Rollo, he's doing a nightly live stream where he walks around his neighborhood and scares his neighbors by singing songs super loudly in the streets. And, and it's very great. Dare I say, thank goodness that this coronavirus outbreak has happened, because I did not share last week Rollo's discount that he was giving all the fans of Meltdown Island, which was put in reservoir into, I know, Adam, into the thing for when you buy tickets and you get $3.13 off, but I didn't tell anyone.
Well, good. I'm glad that you failed at marketing your friend's show because it didn't matter in the long run. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Ultimately, Rollo, I hope you can forgive me, and that this coronavirus shows you that, hey, even though Dustin might mess up, it might work out still.
Yeah, maybe that mess up was meant to happen. Maybe that's what it is. Like anybody that was behind on their work stuff, this is your fault because you really needed to be caught up on your work stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's that's the lesson that we're taught here.
I love blaming things that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. Like all the people that refuse to go to Olive Garden. Yeah, exactly.
Those of you who were already washing your hands too much, you did this. No, you didn't. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
Me.
But anyways, remember, I think I told you the story about DayZ before where these guys stole my blood.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
They held you up and they stole your blood. They, like, transfused you at gunpoint.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Because, I mean, this is the kind of game where you get one life. That's it. You get one life.
Yeah, it's permadeath.
Exactly. Which I
it's
think
like a roguelike.
It makes it so intense when you have, like, just one life. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't I ever.
I'm talking about in video games, okay?
Classic Mike, everyone.
Classic. That's classic.
Yeah, I like to play roguelike games where it's like a dungeon crawler, but you have one life.
Yep.
So, Mike,
Huge fan of those. Have you played Dead Cells yet?
No, I haven't.
Dead Cells is a really fun roguelike that's pretty new. Spelunky.
What's it on?
Have you played that one? It's on everything,
No.
I think. It's on everything.
Okay.
It's on PC.
Oh, I've seen. I saw that. Yeah, I've seen it advertised.
Oh, it's not on
Dead
Switch.
Cells.
Or maybe it is on
It
Switch.
isn't? Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember.
Should we have, like, instead of Meltdown Island Head, should we have the decks of people on there?
Oh, why don't I do that? Because I keep missing any chat stuff that's popping up. So.
And that way, we're ready for next week when we do a real show.
Oh, you know what? I can't because I had to use regular OBS instead of. I had to use regular OBS instead of the what you call it. Mark Mikula played an abortion game where you get no lives.
Classic Mark.
Mark's gotten way
That's
edgier since this whole thing is gone.
Oh, I think he's lost it. Is that what you say? That I lost it?
I mean,
that's
maybe the edgiest joke I've ever heard Mark Mikula say before.
Yeah. It wasn't even a pun. Well, I guess that kind of
that was straight ass joke.
Straight ass joke. That was straight ass joke.
So, Mike, I was trolling around last night, looking to do our practice run. Right, Adam? You were doing that too, and I noticed that you were on a different podcast.
Yeah, I sure was. Yeah.
Giving away all that free advice to another show, and possibly why you may not, I don't know, save that for our show.
You know what?
really harsh on my ears.
In this time of national tragedy, it's important that we support all live streams and don't act selfishly to disrupt the community, Dustin.
Because we don't want to spend an entire episode talking about another live stream.
Yeah, right.
Or in one singular issue.
So
there's one 7:30, and there's going to call-in show, and it's going to be super hot. And
what a great time to advertise our show, or just be sad about everything.
I know what I'm.
Yeah, I know you're leaning towards
to be fair
sad about everything. To be fair.
To be fair. I kept saying that during the stream last night to myself when people would say, to be fair. But I don't recall you mentioning Meltdown Island on Homerphilia.
Well, I mean, I tried to, but I just ran out of time.
Here's the other thing is, I was trying
to... all the important things you talked about.
I was trying to catch him.
Thank you for watching, though, guys. That means a lot that you guys would watch.
I was trying to get Darren to go, hey, ask Mike if he's still in that meeting that he was saying he was going to be in. Hey, ask Mike. Hey, I was trying to get fights going, but it sounded like...
But nobody was reading your texts.
Yeah. Classic everybody in life.
Mark Mikula says, it's been requested that we not joke about coronavirus, so I'm not quite myself these days.
You can joke about
coronavirus. MLK Jr.'s show, I have a stream. There's a classic. That's a classic Mark Mikula. Right there. So that's
if you can't joke about it, then it has power over you. And if you can joke about it, it gives you some sort of power back.
It's true. It is true.
Even if I'm laying on my deathbed, I'm going to be doing jokes.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because I've almost died a couple times, and I did jokes the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I get that. That's how I deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's every shitty, tragic thing that's ever happened in my life. We did jokes the whole time to get through it. That's the only way to do it.
I told my psychiatrist that's what I do, and she was like, "Well, that's very good of you. That's to be able to do that." And I'm like, "Is it?"
I think so.
Yeah,
that was my joke.
I mean, I had to get used to it really early on because
I got advertising us on the walks, by the way. on his town
crier walks. Multiple times more than we've advertised ourselves.
Rollo is becoming a town crier.
Doesn't cry on his streams unless it gets real emotional.
Kitchen Hawk, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us in the chat.
Will always be a kitchen hawk to me.
Kitchen Hawk, not kitchen.
I had to get used to laughing at my tragedy early because I was 14 when I was diagnosed with Crohn's. So when you get like a disease that makes you like shit yourself to death and you're in like high school, it becomes impossible not to joke about.
Right. What can you do? You have to.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing is that, this stuff is like, it's total loss of control. We have no control over anything, and we have to just completely let go. But that's like a really good thing for life in general, right? I mean, we're supposed to let go of control and be okay with that and know what we can change, know what we can't change, right? Like the old...
It's obnoxious when people complain about it because, like, I've been quarantined for real before in the past several times, and when I was quarantined, I'm quarantined alone.
Yeah.
But now we're all quarantined together. That's so much better.
I know, right?
When I was quarantined alone, I'm like, hey, friends, where's the world? And everyone's doing their shit.
Oh, sorry, too busy.
Right. Yeah.
I've been shut in ever since I've gotten that PTSD. And now it's like, ooh, my shut-in game is strong. Welcome, everyone who's a bandwagon jumper. I'm always on the front edge of that curve, trying to keep them curves down.
I mean, I almost understood that.
I'm trying. I think I got lost. It's weird being. I can't. It's weird being here without you guys.
It is really weird. I know it is really weird. But I mean, the thing is though, is that we're gonna get through it, guys. We're gonna get through it. Things are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna return to normal. I think that one of the hardest parts of this is gonna be just adjusting to the way things are, and I mean, we're gonna have to deal with some hard times for sure. We're gonna definitely have to deal with some weird shit that we're gonna have to like see going on once some of these hospitals start filling up, once we start overloading them, once Trump fucks up and makes more mistakes, I mean, that kind of shit is going to come down the pipe, and we have to be ready for it. You know, there's not really, we don't really have a choice.
In the debate was the when Bernie said, first of all, we got to make this current president shut up.
Yeah.
Say correct. Oh, I just cannot believe it feels so like, okay, so when Barack Obama, when he did his speech at the Democratic National thing for John Kerry, I was like, I'd vote for this guy this year. What the heck? Who's this guy come? Where did he come from? And then it was a no-brainer when he became running. It was like, yep, we all vote for him. Sorry, Hillary, we all will vote for you next time, which you guys all backed out on. Then,
wow.
Now, like, came along, and I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer again. He'd been saying the same thing for 30 years. Nope, it ain't a no-brainer because everybody's scared.
Well, because Obama was not a progressive. He wasn't a threat to the major industries. You know, you remember the tobacco industry? You remember when the tobacco industry got shut down?
It was the first. Don't throw that away. That was very difficult for some people still to this day to take, including Trump. And I think that it was a huge deal that he became president. And I was afraid there for a minute that it was going to be, I thought it was a no-brainer. And other people was going to be like, oh, like it is now. And I'm just like, how can nobody see how obvious it is that Bernie's the guy? How? Sorry, I'll stop you. I'm
still not sure. I'm not sure what you were saying there, but you're saying that it was that don't discount Obama.
First of all, I'm just saying he was the first black president, and there were people that were not going to vote for him, and it wasn't such a no-brainer at the time.
Oh, it was a pretty huge blowout. Everybody pretty much. It was he like. I mean, during the primaries, it was a little bit tough with him and Hillary, but it was like, hey, we got two people that are Democrats that are running with the DNC that are gonna, do our thing. So what are we gonna choose? Yeah. But it was not a progressive resolution at all. It was just
agreed.
It was just a business as usual move. That, I mean, one of the greatest things about Obama was his identity. I mean, that was the thing that to me was super fucking awesome, was that he was a black guy. I mean, that's something that was like, man, this is about goddamn time, which that made me feel a lot better about the world, just knowing we could get a black president elected.
Agreed.
But as far as policy goes, he was garbage from the start. He never promised anything that was going to help try to dissuade these giant industries from fucking us. They've been fucking us for ever since ever since the beginning of time, but just recently, after FDR died and we had Harry S. Truman appointed as president, that was when a lot of bad shit started going downhill as far as corporations taking over, and we never turned off our wartime economy.
I want to go back through and look at all the presidents and what was their warning to the American public before they left office. Mr. Washington, his one was, there should be no parties. There shouldn't be no parties, because when you start doing parties, it's going to get ugly, and you're going to get down to 2, and it's going to be, you're going to choose your party above the public. And he said, so get away from parties. Yeah. And then what did Truman say? Beware of the industrial military.
No, you're talking about Eisenhower.
Oh, am I? See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Eisenhower warned against the military-industrial complex, and as did Lincoln as well. Both of those guys were like, saw what was happening after the war and how all these war profiteers were like, wow, we got a shitload of cash. Let's keep this going. Jimmy Carter was like, hey, everybody, turn your heat down a little bit. Hey, and they made fun of him like crazy too.
Yeah. So I don't know. You tell me.
Okay.
Hey, Adam.
What?
For CDC?
What's that?
Did you say your sister works for the CDC?
No, my sister's a nurse. That was a friend of mine that sent that message to me. My sister's a nurse in Minnesota right now. Yeah, Minnesota.
Okay.
I can't hear what you're glitching out. Sorry. And she's forced to stay the night at the hospital.
Yep.
She had to drop off her son here so that her parents could watch her son, so she could stay at the hospital for days.
I mean, that's not why she did it. She originally just came to visit, and she was going to leave him here either way to visit.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out then.
Yeah, it just worked out.
Yeah.
Well, that was news that you gave us in the pre-show talking.
So the pre-show talking thing, one of the things that I heard that's a rumor that's going around, but I think it's just a readiness thing, is that the National Guard, the military, are ready to be deployed.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. Oh, hey, Darren. Darren's in the chat. Dustin, why don't you why don't you tell Darren how much you would have liked to?
The CDC, Darren, is talked to Trump for 14 hours the other day, and they're going to close it down the world.
Oh, there you got it.
Is that's a verified fact, right?
It's not verified, it's a fact.
Oh, okay, that's a verified fact. Only facts coming out of Dustin today in the show.
It's a word. It's heard through the grapevine.
Yeah, it's a
not
grapevine thing.
Much longer will I be mine.
Exactly.
Well, Dustin, you're being really quiet right now. This is. I think maybe we should just keep it remote, even after the show. Back to
normal. We'll still go to Mike's house. We'll just sit in separate rooms.
Different rooms. Yeah, we'll set it up like that. That'll be great.
I think so too.
I had
Mark
a
Mikula
friend
says,
message a group that we're in.
Yeah.
And she said that she has a friend who's a higher up in the government and warned her that most likely we'll be on lockdown within 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah,
not sure how legitimate this is, but heads up and wanted to give you a warning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing in other countries. It's not unusual. I mean, if you look at what's happening in Italy. Italy, though, like it seems like Italy is just like finally starting to, like, the infection rate's starting to drop, which is fantastic. So
what most people, because like a lot of my family is not very informed about this, and I'm the most informed, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Thanks to us.
Yeah, thanks to you guys and the research and everything that we've been doing. But they've all been asking me, like, oh, well, will I be able to go to the grocery store? Will I be able to have stuff delivered to my house? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, those are the things that I don't know and that I can't tell from research.
The only way you can know that is what they've done in Italy and Spain so far. The two places that have been hardest.
Right now, in Italy, there's still grocery stores, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And there's still food on the shelves. Everything's fine. They're still stocking They still have been stocking the shelves at the supermarket, so everything's totally fine as far as food goes. I don't think
you guys saw my video.
I don't think we're gonna run out of food. I hope not.
You guys saw that video I posted, right? Where I went to the store and the whole bread aisle was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, yeah, that was only one wall. There's another wall that was completely empty that I didn't even add in.
That's just a surge of shoppers. So I don't.
Oh, it was a surge, all right.
I mean, that's what happened, and then you're going to get another one of those once they announce another big thing. Like the lockdown is definitely going to freak people out, but it's going to be something that can help us. So it's. I mean, you know, I'm not one for big government control, but right now we need to work as a society to try to help stop this thing. You know.
Totally. Yeah, because even the day when I went with my mask on to Meyer, it was wiped out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, like you're saying, it happens in surgery.
That was the night that we shot that short film in Detroit. So that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That people were already starting to do this.
Yeah, that's when I made my first big trip to the store as well. You know, and I'm very glad that I did that now.
I'm already out of food.
Are you?
See,
how much you been eating?
Well, I stress eat. When I get scared and when I get quarantined. And let's just say I bought a couple packages of cookies for like week 3, and they're already gone.
Yeah. Well, how about a big bag of rice?
I stress fast.
Oh, I take some rice.
Yeah. I mean, just if you guys ever need anything, just please let me know. We could work it out. We'll find some way to do it. But I really don't think there's going to be any kind of food shortage.
We did get some really good news.
Yeah.
We got good news from our job, and that is that the Troy School District is going out of their way to try and pay their
awesome.
brought in employees.
That's awesome.
So my direct company, Drama Kids, can't pay us for our time lost, but the Troy School Districts are fighting right now to try and get payment for all of their teachers that are not through the actual school system.
Wow.
So we should be getting paid for our lost time soon. So fingers crossed on that.
The DCP, DCP, when I work through teaching improv to schools, they're also going to pay us for our classes for the rest of the term. I broke down and cried when I read that email the other day. I was just like, I can't believe it. You guys are actually going to like pay us for? I was like, oh my God. I mean, I have a tiny bit of money saved, and I really am very frugal, and I try to be, make everything last as much as I can. And as far as food goes, I'm like, I cook all the time regularly, so that really helps make sure that I'm not, wasteful and stuff like that. I mean, I was already avoiding to-go food for a while anyways,
White House just advised the public to avoid groups of more than 10 or more people to fight the corona outbreak.
Wow.
Yep.
They just advised that. So
it was 50 this morning.
Yep.
Now 10. Well, here's a positive announcement.
Yeah.
Join us nightly for our new video game series, Stuck at Home Playing Video Games.
That sounds
live
super
from
fun.
Our couch.
Dustin,
let's just do it for the last couple hours of every day and have fun.
I'm into it. I mean, I don't know if about every single night, but I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down. What?
I'm only talking about when we talk about it and say we agree to do it this night.
Okay. You don't have to be yelling at me.
Well, I get excited.
You can't yell.
Yeah.
Can't yell when we play video games.
Nobody in video games ever yells. So do not do that.
That's the first rule of video games.
No yelling.
Is be super
Everyone's
relaxed
wearing headphones and microphones. So you have to talk softly and
I'm
respectfully.
Very zen when it comes to
video games.
So Dustin, I really want to like see what kind of games you would like to play. I mean, I really wanted to. Sorry, Darren, we're not melting down as much as you like because we've been melting down a lot leading up to this whole thing. Yeah. If you were
you may
kind
have
of yelling,
our last episode.
Go back and watch the last episode where Dustin really pissed me off. What? I can't hear you. Oh, that's weird. Your audio's gone.
It's so strange. It's so strange how we've been like studying this virus thing for so long, and then as soon as we were officially like everyone was supposed to go inside, and everyone is researching it.
Yeah.
I stopped.
Yeah, I know.
I'm already terrified. I've been terrified for weeks.
Yeah. I mean, totally was in this virus when it was like, I don't know, in Italy. Now it's here. I'm like, whatever.
I was scared of the virus before it was cool.
Such a good virus.
But now it's like, whatever. Like,
but now it's like
when you were like, ew.
Anyway, I just watched that show. I finally got to watch The Outsider on HBO.
Great show.
Which I love. That's like, that's so in my wheelhouse. I have a similar story, but anyway. But one part in it that I took away that relates to this is when they're in the car and the lead character keeps talking about how now that this is true, the thing about the creature that it makes him question everything.
Yeah.
And then one of his fellow officers, the PI guy, is like, "No, you just take small bites.
Yep.
You got to take small bites. You got to take what you can deal with." And that's how I'm like living it right now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I love that. I love that small bites comment. I thought that was fantastic because I mean that's also kind of like with the whole aliens are real thing that came out in the New York Times. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, small bites because if that's real, what else is real? And that's exactly what that show was talking about. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect.
Yeah,
what a great.
It's thing. Like that fundamental rule of improv. If this is true, then what else is true?
Yeah, right. And you just kind of play that in real life. Hey, I just want to throw this out there real quick, like. I personally, just to be super clear, I am not worried about my own health right now. I hope that's, but I am very worried for people like Adam. I'm very worried for people like my mom. I'm very worried for people that are going to have, a bigger impact on this and might have to be hospitalized for it. You know what I mean? But even people like us could be hospitalized. I mean, that's a really, real possibility. But I just want to be clear that, I think that we're doing our part to help everybody be safe by staying separate. So I think it's a good thing. Okay, yeah, Darren wants to go back to the aliens. So Darren, what alien thing do you want to know about?
Over it.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it so much. So I'm like, I don't want people to get bored by aliens.
Just to give you guys a
second most talked about thing next to coronavirus.
Yeah. We've explored videos that were officially from the Air Force, where pilots were in the air with these alien ships or unidentified flying objects. What's the new term, Mike? It's not unidentified flying objects. It's
it's UAPs. It's
anyway, they changed the names, so to keep it not like UFOs is everywhere. No, it's what is it? USB, SWV,
UAP. And then isn't it unidentified aerial phenomenon?
Yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was UAP, but I can't remember what it is exactly.
Yeah, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
That might be it. Yeah.
Not only are there videos where this guy is literally filming this thing that goes blip, 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 blip. Then he goes under the water. Then he's still following it, trying to keep up with it. It's going so fast that his auto tracker can't catch it. It's like, and then he gets it, and all the pilots are like, what is that? It's underwater, flying as fast as it was above the water, and they lost it eventually. But they were generals of the Navy who were like, yep, it happens all the time. Oh, just another Tuesday.
Exactly. Yeah. I just put a link in the chat for everybody to see if they wanted to, like the New York Times article that's talking about alien stuff there. So you can check that out if you head to our chat. But that's all stuff that's been talked about with the. I'm sorry, Ralph just sent me a picture. I have to share it with everybody. Let's see. I hope that you can see this right here.
Yeah, with blurry.
No, the blur, you can't.
The blur.
Oh, you guys can't, but I think that the audience in YouTube can. Check your YouTube stream, guys. Check your YouTube stream because it looks really good on.
Oh my god, yeah. No, I can see that.
You guys see the Truly seltzer and the handgun?
Hell yeah.
And there's a rifle in the background.
That is a big mood right there.
Fuck yeah, that's a big mood right there.
Mood.
I love that. I love that.
If you know what I'm talking about, is penis.
Whoa.
He did say in the chat, I just started drawing my bath.
I thought he was making a joke.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I know.
No, he always takes a bath when he watches us, guys. Am I the only one that pays attention to Rallo?
I love that.
Yeah, no, I know. When he said it, I took him seriously.
Yeah.
Suds.
Welcome, Jim, to the chat. And that's all the new people we have so far. But yeah. Anyways, hey, apparently this is the #1 bath time rated show for your 4 p.m. weekly baths if you take them. Make sure you watch us in the bath.
You guys are doing a show at 4 o'clock on Mondays? Losers. And now all of a sudden, guess what? Everybody's home at 4 o'clock. Ain't got nothing to do.
This is the Meltdown Island prophecies, guys. They are all coming true. Every Meltdown Island prophecy is all coming true.
I woke from a dream. I watched a 4.5 hour video explaining Twin Peaks last night, and I highly advise it now that everyone has, 4.5 hours.
I don't know if I have 4.5 hours for that.
It's just so but then I have to watch the show, which is 25 hours of content because each episode is an uncut hour long.
No,
each shot in those episodes is 6 minutes long. Every edit is a 6-minute shot that David Lynch is just masturbating while filming.
Here's the thing. He decided that violence on TV was packaged. It was consumer violence. At the end of the hour or the end of a half hour, you had your killer. It was all wrapped up, which was making actual violence, actual murder not seem as real. It's almost like the murder podcast and all that. It's just,
desensitizing us to it.
Yes. So what he said was, I'm going to create balance. I'm going to create a positive show, slow and old time, right after the war, World War II, where things were sitting down and eating pie with someone, with your family, was enjoyable because of the horrors we just experienced. Yeah. Then you take a break, then the season 2, the network made him tell us who the killer was. Then after that, he left the show because it was ruined for him.
Yeah.
Because the idea was to never tell who the killer was and to keep people caring about a victim for once. And he then came back for the last 6 episodes to basically go.
Yep.
Oh, totally.
And now, then they did the movie where they were all like, "Oh, good, now we're gonna get." Nope, he went back to the beginning.
Yeah. You're talking about Firewalk with Me?
Yes.
Yeah, Firewalk with Me.
He then shows up
I haven't seen it.
as director, and he shows up as, you don't need to because they explain it all. And like, so they show up with new FBI's, and then David Lynch showed up as the FBI director, and now he's in the thing going, "Hey, here is your key. Hey, this is what to watch for. Hey, do this and not this." And all of a sudden, it started to make like, what? And he came back 25 years later, and the show is no longer itself. It's the first show that's self-aware that it's a TV show. So when Laura came back in the first season, her twin doppelganger,
Her cousin.
They're literally watching a soap opera where a twin cousin thing happens, and she walks in, and the TV says, "Oh,
what's called?
Oh, there you are. It's so strange to see you." Like, and all of the things that have to do with, like, even their, like, David Lynch's symbol of electricity and light and sounds. It all has to do with the show. It's
he's a brilliant guy. He really is a brilliant guy.
It explains, like, this one person asked, "Should I watch season 3 first?" And it kind of drove me crazy for 4.5 hours. And I decided, if you haven't seen season 3, watch this thing for 3.5 hours. Stop it, because then they're going to start giving you some more spoilers.
Yeah.
Watch season 3, then come back and watch the final hour, and it'll be better than sex.
Whoa, okay? That is a huge compliment to that. I mean, but that's a low bar. I mean, maybe sex isn't that great for you, Dustin. Did you ever think of that?
Maybe I
don't. David Lynch is a big transcendental what's it called?
Transcendental meditation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's big into the Maharishi University of Management, and he has like a screenwriting school now. So I get targeted ads from it all the time.
Yeah,
it'll be people like asking David Lynch questions via Skype, and like I remember there's one, I'll have to find it, where this person's like, "Oh, David Lynch, is there any type of character archetype that you like?" And he's like, "Well, there's a fisherman doesn't cook the fish. The fisherman catches the fish, and you cook the fish,
and it goes on.
And he just goes for like
7 minutes.
For like 5 minutes, and then once it's done, you see the student say one more thing. You're like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Thank you.
The guy pulls interviews. He pulls those interviews for just that one little clip and the sentence that makes sense for the series. And the fisherman line is one of those lines, because it is phenomenal. I can't even.
Sometimes the character will just come walking into your mind. I'm like, what?
All right.
Yeah, totally. But also, archetypes are real, and you could, like.
I was confused by season 3. I watched it twice, and after watching the explanation, I was like, "Oh, it makes so much sense. Why did I waste my time watching it the second time? Oh, I wish I'd have seen this." So there is that.
Whoa, what was that? Oh, is it
Fun
your dogs?
fact.
Yeah?
Yeah, our dogs are going nuts. Fun fact, before Adam and I joined improv, we almost joined the Maharishi University of Management.
Oh.
And moved out there and became a part of that cult.
It's pretty much the same thing.
I know. I love that cult. I've been to 2 in my life.
I like studying them, but not being in.
And,
I've never tried it.
Darren's a Maharishi.
Yeah, but we almost did. We were this close to go move into the domes, but we didn't, because we would have had to have lived in 2 different dorms, because men and women weren't allowed to live together.
Screw that.
No, we didn't.
Unless we were married.
We did it because we were just in a manic episode, and I did a bunch of research, and I was like, this is crazy.
Maybe that's why you didn't join.
I was like, well, let's not leave our entire family structure.
There was I'm open.
Like, I was staying to live in a dome.
I was ready.
There was an AMA on Reddit pretty recently about a guy that grew up and spent his entire life in a commune, and recently like just expressed like, hey, this is how we do it, this is where we live, and these people have all been living together for like 30, 40 years or something. Like the commune started a long time ago. And the guy was like, yeah, it's fine. You know, we do this, we do that. I mean, it's way different than regular life, but, you know, we share a lot of things, and there's no weird sex stuff. There's no weird, like,
Isn't there?
I mean, according to him, you know.
To Darren?
What?
No, the Maharishi, the guy that was in
the guy that was doing the AMA on Reddit.
Yeah, they're really strange. They have an entire town. They have like the entire town of Fairview, Iowa, under control. Like it's their town. But then they have another town that's next to it, that's connected to it, that is completely occupied by people that they hire from overseas, like from India, that come and their entire job and existence is to meditate. They get paid and they live in these domes and they just meditate all day long. That's all they do.
So like there's a sectioned off dome that is filled with...
No, it's a whole town. It's like a small village.
In the actual school, there's a huge dome, and it's filled with Indian men. It has to be men.
Yeah.
That are just meditating all day, and there has to be at least 100 Indian men meditating at all times in these domes.
Or else what?
Yeah, because they think that if they can get everybody to meditate at the same time, then we can fly, and that's the whole
Well, you
thing.
see yogic flying, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, yogic flying.
And I was
is
this close to joining.
Sounds hot. Then I have some ideas for you, Alex. I got some ideas I've been working on as a yogi.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying, it's nothing weird sexual. I mean...
Isn't it, though? Isn't it, though?
Weird is subjective.
I can't help it. I love a good cult.
It is true.
And have I got
He's just gonna make us watch seach of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna live stream watch.
We couldn't even get through it.
Watch this show then. Watch this 4.5 hour thing, and I swear
I have a Twin Peaks tattoo. I love Twin Peaks, and I could not get through that show.
This time, trust Dustin on this one thing, and then we'll take you to the next level of my Dastarishi yoga thing, or whatever.
Well, now that you put it that way, I'm this close to joining.
Can you fly? If we join, can we fly?
How many Indian men are meditating at once?
Yeah, there's 100 Indian men inside of me meditating right now that are keeping me going.
Then I'm sold.
If one of them stops, that's when I get sick. Yep, exactly.
Welcome to Outback Island.
Dustin, I really wish you could get your microphone working, because I think your mic is like, it sounds a little scratchy sometimes.
Yeah, it cuts out and glitches.
We're gonna go play Mario Party later.
Oh, how great!
What's wrong with Dustin?
I mean, you just decided that.
Everybody knows I'm jealous.
Do you think that it's safe for me and Adam to go over to Sam Meyer's house and play Mario Party?
It's not necessarily safe. I mean, the thing is that I'm telling my mom she shouldn't go out at all. She should stay home 100%. Not go out, and I don't want. Hello, we can hear you. I don't want Artemis and Misha going out because they could bring something back. Because the problem is that you can be asymptomatic for 2 weeks. You can be completely symptomless for 2 weeks. And right now, if you expose yourself to somebody that has no symptoms, they could be completely riddled with it, and then they give it to you, and then it kicks in 2 weeks. And then if it kicks in 2 weeks for everyone at the same time, that's when we have that problem. Because if everyone gets it at the exact same time, we are completely overwhelming the hospitals. The hospitals are going to be unable to help anybody because they're going to be just riots outside. You know what I mean? It's going to be fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I would say don't go don't go hanging out in person with anybody for right now. Why risk it? Why bother doing that?
Yeah, you don't have to.
You're just going to spread it. It's just a possibility. And
that brings me to the song of the month.
This is the first I'm hearing of the. Oh yeah, that was a good song. This is the first I'm hearing of going to Sam's house to play Mario Party.
You're in the group chat.
I mean, I would just say for Adam, like, and for you, Alex, that neither of you should. I mean, especially with Adam's condition, like, that's in the risk zone. Like, don't.
Yeah, that's another thing that I've been wondering is because, like, I want to go get groceries today.
Yeah.
but Adam wasn't going to come. But is it okay for me to go get groceries?
Yes.
But then I could be bringing stuff back.
Well, you could, but here's the thing. Just be very, very careful. Or why not get it delivered or something like that? Or why not...
But then we don't know who's delivering it. You know what I mean? Like, they could be compromised.
I know.
But
that's the mind fuck.
If they put the stuff on your porch and they walk away, and then you make sure that when you can go disinfect it, you can go pick up all the items. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you know, if we're doing shit to try to slow this thing down to mitigate it, you might as well. I mean, it's not. We have plenty of time, right? I mean, that's the thing that we have a huge resource of. So why not? Like, it's not gonna hurt anything for you to just take your time with it and just, you know, disinfect the groceries that you get. You know, I would recommend don't get fresh produce right now because it's hard to disinfect that. Get frozen stuff, get canned stuff that you can cook with that. And make a lot. Hello, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me very well?
Yeah, I can hear you really well.
On this microphone?
Yeah.
Bananas come with their own peel.
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
So then do you just peel them for me?
Yeah.
I'll peel it for you.
Well, yeah.
To avoid contamination.
And also just remember, just anytime you're handling any of that shit, just wash your hands really well. You know?
Handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. The thing is that you'll be fine if you get it when the hospital can handle it. If you need, but you don't want to risk getting it when you might need the hospital.
Most people.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
because we're all going to get it at some point, right? Isn't that the idea?
Probably.
Can I say this?
But couldn't you get it twice?
They say, well, that's the thing, is that there's a lot of unconfirmed shit out there. They say that there have been people that have gotten it and then recovered. They tested fine. Then later they were tested and they had it again.
Oh my gosh.
We don't know. We really don't know. But we do know that China is coming back to normal very slowly. They're getting back to normal. They've been dealing with this since what, December, probably November, probably even October, right? Because we don't even know when it all started, right? But I mean, they're starting to get back to normal. Italy is just finally starting to get lower levels of infection rates. Spain is just getting to the point where it's super fucking crazy. And right now in America, it's really hard to say what was happening because we didn't test anybody. We don't have any proof or anything. But we do know that Michigan made a bold choice to shut down to make that state of emergency declared, which may have just been a really good choice from Whitmer. I hope so.
This might be a dumb question, but is Michigan getting it worse than other states?
Well, we don't know.
Because I know that New York is not great.
New York is maybe the worst right now. New York is maybe the thing that scares me the most is my friends living in New York. Because people, they didn't shut down schools for a long time. They didn't shut down, and they were dealing with it much longer than we were. You know what I mean? They were dealing with it way longer than we were. When it came here, it was like, you know, but of course it's like 2 weeks asymptomatic. We don't even really know anything. But we do know that LA and New York, Seattle, all the coasts, all the major port cities, those ones have been hit. They were infected probably first. Michigan, still, Detroit is a pretty big international hub. So, you know, maybe
our friend that we...
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Our friend that we got the message from earlier about the CDC call or whatever, they have family they have a lot of family in Arizona, and they actually have 2 confirmed relatives that have been diagnosed with it. And that makes sense to me because Arizona, isn't Phoenix one of the largest airports in America?
Might be.
I think that's like the PHX or whatever is one of the biggest.
Same with Detroit and Atlanta too, you know?
Yeah.
Our airports are probably one of our weak points for the spread of this.
Steve Wozniak from the Apple Corporation, who invented, the Apple computer, he was in
a lot more than that,
Wuhan. He was in Wuhan at New Year's Eve and came back New Year's Day, and he was coughing up blood. Him and his wife both didn't know what it was yet, and they were patient 0 in the U.S. He admitted that on Twitter.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
a buddy of mine was in Tokyo last October, and he told me he missed the deadliest typhoon in 70 years by 1 day, and then he missed the coronavirus by a month.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, they've shut down Times Square There's my cousin, her daughter has a friend who was working at Juniors in Times Square, and she's lost her job already. They fired people.
Oh wow,
that's stupid. To
Isn't that
fire
crazy?
people is really stupid. I mean, there's gonna have to be relief for people. I mean, it's just gonna be fucking crazy for it's gonna be crazy for New York. I don't see any way around it. I mean, when people were flagrantly like pushing against any kind of quarantine and acting like it was a big party, and how everyone was just like, yeah, fuck it, woohoo, whatever, and like, wow, how fucking stupid, man. It's not about you. Most everybody in their 20s.
Are you talking to me again?
30s, not you. You're a sweetheart. Okay. I love you.
I think most things are about me. So all of a sudden,
I know.
Look who looks like a fool.
Yeah, that's true.
But most people in their 20s, 30s, they all are like 0.2% mortality rates. People in their 40s to 50s are like 40s to 60s even is like 0.4%. But then once the 60s, that's where it gets really like exponential. That's where it gets really scary for people. 60s, 70s, 80s, that's where it's a hard time. Again, they can make it. They can make it work if people are just not all jumping into the hospital at once.
Dogs are immune.
Right. Yeah.
Dogs are immune. That? Exactly. Yeah.
Dogs are immune to non-carrier.
Big dog.
So you can not worry about your dog getting sick or them transmitting anything to you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel bad because I snapped at someone on Facebook today because they were like, because someone posted, hey, they're like, oh man, the amount of people I see when I drive by restaurants is discouraging. They're still packed, and some guy's like, well, today my birthday's coming up, and I always like to get sushi on my birthday, so I went and got sushi for lunch today at work.
Wow.
And there was 7 people in there, and then we're like, dude, what the fuck? That's irresponsible. And he's like, well, I mean, I didn't have a packed lunch, and I was going to be there till 6, so I need to eat. What do you expect me to do? I'm like, pack a fucking lunch, bro. That's what you should have done.
I never learned that.
Sushi is one of the worst. Sushi is one of the worst things that you could get too because it's not heated, and heat kills the virus. 133 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever. That's all you need. 133 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll kill any part of the virus. They say so.
Yeah, I wish I would have had that information when I was yelling at him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right? It's always better to be more informed whenever you yell. That's something I've learned for sure.
Well, guys, I'm super informed. Anytime you need information, I'm here for you. But anyways,
I hope that's not a way for you to try to transition out of our live stream.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh my god, dude!
I felt it too.
Yep. Because I got to get to that. I got to get to the meeting for my organization and talk about some stuff.
So
let's wrap it up.
That game Daisy, can we play it all together?
Daisy, what is it on?
Or whatever the game you were talking about.
Oh, Daisy. I thought you were saying Daisy, like the flower.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Daisy. Okay, yeah.
Adam, do you have a computer that's powerful enough to run like 3D games and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah. Alex
Alex
got like a good computer for The Sims or something, right? You say?
Yeah, my laptop has an i5 processor, which is like but hers is i7, so I think that
you just gotta get a telephone line, a phone line, plug it in, whatever that's called.
A phone line?
That's it.
Anyways, I gotta go. I'll be in contact with you guys tonight. Audience, if you're interested, Johnny Shirkenbach, we love you. Rollo, we love you. Darren, we love you. Everybody, we love you. Kitchen Hawk, thank you for joining. Show.
And a Rose to our technical amazement, and Thorn to our technical difficulties. And thank you so much for if you've watched any of them. And
Thorn to the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Thorn to the American government.
Yeah.
Got up to 8.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, guys. Bye.
7 hours.
Bye. Alex says bye from the bathroom.
Bye, poo-poo.
Bye.
All right, closing it out. Good night, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
I'm just gonna